meal from Oakland County to brainstorm about how to give service if this Oakland County millage passes in November. We're meeting about twice a month right now, and we plan on meeting with SMART if the millage passes in November. There is a town hall meeting tonight at 6:30, just a phone conversation to discuss the millage with Bud Farrell, the general manager of SMART, Dave Holger, county executive, and Rick Hamill, the Highland Township supervisor, and I've included the phone number. The next regular board meeting is November 17th. Oh, I did want to mention also that the planning commission did waive both the sidewalks and the curbs, so we don't need to install them, but we do have to put parking blocks, like bumpers, yeah, bumpers throughout the lot. So, thank you.
Okay, we received the director's report. Is there a motion to receive and file it? Motion moved. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say no. Public comments? No. Approval of financial activity. We have the informational and the bills. Motion on the receiving file of the financial will be in order.
So moved.
No second. A motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of filing the financial activity, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. We have the bills in the amount of $57,102.55. Those would be through September. Are there any questions or changes?
I move to approve the September 2022 bills in the amount of $57,102.55.
No second. We have a motion and a second. We have a roll call for approval of the bills.
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Van Cortlandt?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Couch? Yes. And Fisher? Yes.
Okay, moving on to old business. In our main order of business is the site plan review discussion. So you gave us a brief overview during the report, but then would you care to further enlighten us?
Sure. We've been having a lot of conversations with Birmingham today, Tim from Birmingham, and also the engineer, Jim Sharp, just trying to weigh it back and forth, and it really is, you know, it's a tough call whether we push ahead and try to get it through this year. There's risks on both sides, basically. So if we push through, you know, the potential that if they can obviously start with some of the back work and start to do that, but if they don't get the materials in, we're, you know, potentially in a place where we might be stuck. Now, there could be, it's good and bad with that. I mean, you could get it started and then just stop and then finish in the spring. But if we do, again, we're going to have a price increase and we don't know what those prices are going to be. So it's just kind of holding you over. Another, like the worst case scenario would be is if they pulverize the existing lot, because that's what their intention is, to pulverize the existing lot, use that as the base for the new asphalt. But if they pulverize it and it gets too cold or they can't do the top layer, then we'll be driving on pulverized lot all winter, and then come spring, that's not going to be good for the base. We're going to have to rip that up and put a new base, which will be additional cost, so that's a risk as well. And then there's just the other side risk is if we wait till next year, we don't know what that price increase is going to be. So it's kind of a, that's why I want to bring it to the board. I'm not sure what the answer should be, but what's your opinion?
Thank you, Lynn. I guess our discussion then should be, first, to the point, do we have a signed contract at this time?
We had a signed contract with them when we first did the first bid for the existing parking lot alone. That was only for $109,420. That's when we went out to bid with that. And we did give them a deposit for that at that time. But since then, we have just had an estimate that we based on, which was at $358,600. We kind of estimated. He didn't actually do a full detail. I didn't include that in the packet. which the board approved to kind of move ahead with that estimate. But this is when I just received this yesterday, 2 days ago, is when I got the actual adjusted bid from all of the changes that were necessary, and the prices have gone up a lot. You say the bollards alone were like $2,000 each, which they've just gone up out of the roof. So also just gone up, so.
Okay, so I'll open it up to the board, so if you have specific question or comment.
What was the actual increase over what we authorized? I just don't know.
166,000?
166,000 more, and that's because the village added a bunch of,
Some requirements, and then also the prices have gone up. So he said the bollards alone were, it's like a huge increase in what it used to be.
Well, how many bollards? I should have looked. I mean, that,
25 bollards, and I think, yeah, just the concrete portion alone, for the slab, the bollards, the dumpster slabs that we need, footer, $90,000. So that's just for that portion. That's just,
so it was 325, and it went to 5 and a quarter, about 156. If you're way to look at it, 50% increase.
okay. I've done a lot of construction, you know, I mean, as far as strip malls and everything like that. I would be afraid to do asphalt this late in the season. The asphalt plants usually close on November 15th, it's usually the last day. I mean, we don't know if we're at good weather, bad weather, but if it was bad weather, then you're talking, you know, really 3 weeks to get this project done, and prices may be up next year, I don't know. I mean, inflation is starting to wane a little bit. I mean, it didn't show it today. I mean, but they're expecting more, but the Social Security rate will up 8.7% this today as they announced, but the CPI, the core inflation was 8.2, so they're hoping it's going to go down. So I don't know if we can just automatically say that there's going to be a huge increase or not. We don't know that. But I would really be afraid of putting down asphalt this late, and with hunting season coming up, all the truck drivers, all the asphalt people, you know, they're hunters, and if they come up short, you know, and we really don't want a crummy job where they're trying to push it, but that's just my opinion.
I would like to, have after we did with that significant amount of increase. I just don't want to accept it as being something that we have to do. I know that, I talked to our engineers from the village, and they said, you know, petroleum is a driving component of that price increase, but look at it hard because that's a lot, and I've never seen that large of an increase on any of our projects. So I'm surprised. I think we'll be okay throughout the winter. I agree, there's a high probability that we might end up, much like you said, having pavement out there, just, you know, next a bigger problem.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was waiting when you get through, and then right when you got through, you said exactly. Let's not throw the rebid out the window, because I think we could. That's a huge increase.
I guess, I'll mention, as Lynn mentioned, you know, we put a down payment on the original construction to just redo the parking lot. So as long as they don't have a problem releasing us from that, if they don't want to, then I would say we're in a position to hold them to that, which I don't think they'll want to do if prices have gone up that much. So either way, I think rebidding is what we would prefer. Cooperatively with them, if they don't want to release us from that original contract, then that'll be another point that we can handle in the spring. Mr. Curtis.
Okay, first I went through and looked, we did a parking lot that was less than half of this 2 years ago. It was $210,000. basically the same work, give us some dirt, crush up some asphalt, remove that, expand the parking lot, it's $210,000, so the price coming in, $525 really doesn't scare me, because going through a full site plan like I warned you about, ended up costing you about 106, and it cost you about $120,000 in requirements of the village above and beyond the price of asphalt increasing. This bid went up because full site plan review indicates you have to have a dumpster with a block wall, dumpsters with doors, and then concrete. So it's not the cost of asphalt that drove this up $120,000, number one. These are added features that were too big. Number two, you're right, you have 3 weeks left. 3 weeks. And where are they at in their schedule? I talked to Ryan daily. He was in yesterday, and he's got work. He said he could get this in and get it going. What if, that big what if comes out? Like you said, the plant shut down November 15th, you're out here with construction level grade. You come back next year and found out you had a spongy spot. I see a lot of things on the bid that should be looked at. Can we get our deposit back since the village has made you do improvements that weren't in the original bid specs? And I would look at it from that way. This was quoted before the village got involved with their site plan review. This is the cost after site plan review. So, I mean, I don't know if you'll get out of it, but you got a lot of changes here. And the changes were driven, but when I look back to what we paid for a parking lot, and double that is $420,000 2 years ago, so you're not too far off.
The original quote that we had, that we put the $50,000 in, was that our original intention before we added the back? Was that just for this parking lot
Just for
here?
existing.
Is there a problem with them doing just this parking lot here and then finishing the rest of it at a later time?
They won't let you do it.
I don't believe they'll let you do that, and that's what drove to a full site plan was, once you start, you have to pull a permit for asphalt in the village of Oxford. And when you pull a permit to do a parking lot, you have to come in with a site plan. When you come in with a site plan, they find all this stuff out, and they start making you changes. The sidewalk, the landscaping, all of that stuff started flowing in as a full site plan was done.
Another village street right here.
Yeah, you're in the village area.
Yeah. Well, the road commission, permit on their roads anyway.
No,
In the director's report, you have a statement about the county said that they would have money available to build up our infrastructure. So possibly we could have the county pay for the upgrade to the lot if it passes. What is the if? What is the if?
Oh, the village, in November, the transportation village. I'm sorry, yeah, so because we've been meeting with the county, and they said the first year, we're gonna be getting this inflow of money, and we're not gonna have the operations up and running. So he said the idea is to build up the infrastructure at the beginning, and that could include, structure, just get your facilities up and running so that you're ready to go, should it, so that I would think that an expansion of parking lot would be, something that we could say, facility, upgrade it to, use funds from the county.
So the general consideration is this village will be passed by the vote of the people south of us, and it's a high probability. So I also think that that's something to keep in mind that might be an advantage, although we're not happy about the village.
Mr. Flood?
Listen to all the comments, I agree completely. We're squeezing this down too tight for the construction season. We're always gonna take a gamble on what prices are gonna do. We have no control over that. And like Kim was just alluding to, you got this election. I think we got too many variables going here, and Personally, I'd like to see him wait and see until next spring and see what goes on.
So, do we want to formalize that with a motion, or are we just we have to give some direction to Lynn about what we want to do. Mr. Curtis?
First we need to find out if she'd get her money back.
I can't believe that they wouldn't.
I don't believe that they would either, but I asked Lynn a question when I talked to her, are you a gambler? And you want to gamble with somebody else's money? We have the biggest gamble coming in November with this millage vote. And we don't even know if we're gonna have 16 vehicles or not. There's so many idle threats going out there about pulling 16 vehicles back from us. Now you have $500,000 in a parking lot for 3 vehicles. So we don't know what funds are gonna be allocated for infrastructure. We don't know what we're gonna lose or gain with vehicles taken back from SMART.
Right.
We don't know, pricing is pricing, and so everything's gonna go up, it never goes down. Gas fluctuates with demand, this stuff is just it never goes down.
So, Mr. Chair, would you like 2 different motions, one such as motion that the board director contact Birmingham Seal Coat and ask for a refund of the current deposit?
That would be appropriate. I think we need to take it a little further, but we can do that with another motion. So the motion would be to direct our director to contact Birmingham Seal Coat and request a refund of the deposit due to the timing and the expansion of the project.
So,
And the unknown factors of villages are now being presented, which was not there before we got.
And additionals to the site plan that were added, but they were never offered a chance to bid that.
I'll make my motion to approve all that.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second your motion.
I said,
Have you seconded it?
you get ahead of me and go ahead, take credit, I got you right.
Okay,
Vote testing.
have you heard the motion? Everybody satisfied? If we'll have a roll call vote on here, then please.
McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Jim Corley?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Bourgeois? Yes. Welch? Yes. Pearson?
Yes.
Okay, do we need any further direction for you, Lynn? You're gonna talk to Birmingham. We are gonna go forward with the project, but only after November.
Right.
So that would be next year.
We're going out for a new bid, and it's probably late winter, we usually go to bid, when do you, January?
And all of the things on site plan are definitely nothing that we can argue about or eliminate, or I've never seen them, so I don't know.
We've got an approved site plan with the exception of the photometric
And landscape.
and the landscape, which don't really affect this per se. And I'm satisfied with what Lynn has told us, that it's been turned in, or it's in the process of being turned in.
Yes, yes.
So we're covering that.
When they did the preliminary, did they do it on a condition with the lighting volumetric?
Yes, and they said you can proceed with everything with the exception of filling your fuel tank. That was the only thing that we had to wait. You put the fuel tank in place, put the bollards to everything, just don't fill it until you have final inspection. So,
We got the sidewalk out of there too, right?
you got the which one?
The sidewalk.
Sidewalk and the curbs,
And the curves.
Right,
Good.
right.
Great.
Yeah, that was good, a good job on all parts, yours and Mr. Sharp's. And certainly we want to thank Birmingham Seal Coat. We tell them that we want them to be one of the rebid in the spring or the late winter.
How much was the deposit?
30,000? I wasn't sure if it was 30 or 50.
I have to go back and watch.
In the rebid,
I mean, they may keep 10%, I don't know.
or the adjusted bids, in the adjusted,
They're just basically.
And I mean, we are, we're doing a service to the community, it's not like this is a private, company that's making money, we're trying to serve our residents the best way we can. I hope that they be part of the community too and understand the dilemma, so.
I think they find that they will be,
They're very reputable company.
continue to be, they are, they've given a lot of things. So in this additional adjusted bid, it says 286,000 total, and then lump sum of 525. Which back page here. And so
I think that's predicated on the first contract, that the changes that we wanted, and then the changes that we were given by Village of Oxford, if I understood right.
because the first one was 358, correct?
That one was not an official, that was just an estimate.
Okay.
The one that was actually approved was 109,420.
And the other question I have, and may not be important at all, but do they sub some of this? Do they actually do the 8-inch concrete for the?
Yes,
Okay.
we have a concrete to do.
Okay, good.
We just laid, what was it, 4,000 square feet of concrete at the farmer's market out in Sunshine.
Thank you.
And I think the 286 is the asphalt portion. And then there's always categories. So you have the site work is 70,000, drainage is 42,000, the dumpster lot is 20,000.
Sure.
And so I think the 286 is the asphalt portion of that budget.
Okay, well, is there any further comment before we move on? Okay, hearing none, we have no new business. We still don't have any public here, per se. Board has received the monthly rider and mileage reports. We appropriate to have a motion to receive and file those if everybody's satisfied with them.
Can you make that motion?
Okay, we have a motion and support to receive and file the monthly rider and mileage reports for September. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say no. Board member comments, if any?
I just like to clarify, so we're not going ahead with the parking lot, we're mixing that for this season, right? And we didn't need a motion on that or anything, we just needed the motion to see if we get our money back?
Oh, it's probably good to get a motion for that.
Okay, well, let's back up then. We'll step back to old business. Is there a motion to reopen the discussion on the parking lot project?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay. What's your pleasure?
My motion would be that, because of what has transpired because the season is so short and it took us longer to figure this whole thing out, that we'd like to postpone this or cancel that at this time until spring when we get better weather.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion to cancel, or I should say, postpone
Well, you'd
the,
rather say cancel, because if you postpone, that means the contract's still open.
I would say cancel that at this time, because like we said, if everything goes south on some of these other boats and stuff, we may have to reconsider.
right. Okay, so we have a motion then to cancel the current plans for completing the parking lot project in 2022. Correct?
Correct.
That kind of leaves us open for the future. Right, is there any discussion on the motion? Second stands?
We have a second?
Yeah, I didn't beat the
Second, I want to make sure it still stood after that. Okay, we have a roll call call, please.
McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Jim Forsley?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Marshall? Yes. Pearson?
Yes.
Couch? Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Any comments? We'll reopen that section of the agenda. I have one. Mr. Board, please.
Go ahead, I was gonna ask a question, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, see,
No,
sorry.
I just wanted to ask, if the millage doesn't pass, I heard some discussion about giving back, someone said 14 vehicles, is that correct? I just wanted to get an idea, if we know how that will affect things. Hopefully that won't happen, but
It sounds like it's probably unlikely to happen based on what I'm hearing, but
There's too many variables.
there's a lot of variables yet, and there's a lot of pushback on both sides, and so, we'll just,
Nobody's saying what they will or won't do at this point. They're not officially.
Part of the struggle with the plan with that is that there's no real plan.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to see if we come up with a plan, but to tag off of your comment, in this report, we have 3 award letters from SMART, monies for NODA to the amount of about $290,000 that they had sent in the middle of September, so it's 30 days old. And I'm curious, have we received the money? When will we receive it?
it was just an award letter, so then it takes probably 6 months or so before we can start to use that money. It goes through all these processes and whatnot, and it's a reimbursement type grant.
Well, 2 of them are federal dollars that require nothing, and one has a match. So with this election, could that affect this money at all? Like, oops, sorry, this changed, and since we don't have the check in the bank, is it possible that it could affect that?
My expectation would be no, because it's already been approved. The method of awarding it will change. If let's, for instance, say if SMART no longer is in Oakland County, there will have to be found another means of.
I think that's true, because SMART is the designated recipient for Metro Detroit area, so, all the funds, so even if Oakland County fails and they're no longer in Oakland County, they're still going to be in existence, there will be other counties in Lake County, other counties, and they're still the designated recipient for the entire Metro Detroit area, which means they have to take care of the federal responsibility to be that designated recipient go through, so,
And we're an opt-out area here anyhow, right? So we're not taxed smart millage up here, so how could anything change on that? I mean, we're getting our money only because they handled it, but we're not still paying the millage, so if this one, the county doesn't pass, that doesn't change what we're not contributing anyhow. So if Wayne County still has SMART going in, they could still administer to us because we were never in that millage anyhow.
Yeah, the road commission has a similar setup. The money that is, federal monies that come to the road commission also are conduited through the road commission to the individual municipalities. So the villages and cities that get Act 51 money get their money through the state, but any project money has to go through, if there's a contribution from the feds or the state, it has to go through the road commission of Oakland County. It's a long way of saying it, sorry.
just like the electric vehicle grant that I wrote, I had to have it sponsored by SMART, so I couldn't do it on my own. And it was kind of touch and go, that worried me for about a week, but it did finally, I got it today. So I finally got a signed copy today with a lot of pressure from a lot of people, and I'm sending out emails and calls just to get this signed. They did sign it, but some kind of won't accept the application unless they have a sponsor from SMART saying that they're the ones that, they're the Act 51 agency, we are not. We have to go through them, and they have to give a sponsor, because we don't have access to the federal website in order to do all the reporting and whatnot, so that's why you have to have a sponsor to be able to take care of that level. So that's where it gets a little tricky, you know, if it fails, what SMART's involved in is administratively in Oakland County, so I'm not sure.
Does that conclude the comments?
I think, just a clarification question, if I may. So it sounds like, hopefully the millage will pass, of course, but if it doesn't pass, it sounds like when the funding from the millage and the other funding, the millage was passed in August, then that would be the resources that would be available.
Yes, so that, if that fails, then we could rely on our own millage and continue with that, which is fine. If it passes, the word shows that, you know, they're not going to exercise that option to levy our millage, they're just going to use the Oakland County millage and not levy both our millage and the Oakland County millage. It'll just be the Oakland County millage.
Oh, okay.
So that it's not,
And previously approved grants or awards would also remain in place, would be my expectation as well. We may not be able to get SMART to review them or sponsor us, but if they're not available, but we'll just have to find that hurdle already.
Basically, it would be about a 65% increase to our residents, even after we took off our quarter mill. So,
If it comes through.
yes, all of us would still get an increase.
Well, you've been, it seems like when we talk about grants you've gotten, it seems to me you've been really successful, because I know other people that write grants, and now they don't do a good job, and it seems like you have a high success rate, so that's really a great thing.
it has really helped us overall with our program, to be able to have that, I think. Yeah, that's part of the reason why we do this parallel project and whatnot, so it definitely has helped. So I'm looking at that, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that.
Somebody else? I'm waiting on a motion.
To adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn at 5:10? Please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Again, thanks so much for making time. Oh, we didn't cancel next week's meeting. Do you want to cancel, or do you want to get together?
Well, go ahead, I won't be here.
My apologies.
We just moved the meeting up, this one had whole agenda, so I would assume, and also, it's already written in there, next meeting's November 17th, so.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
All right.